Darren, what up? Okay. I'm looking at 11:40 here. I'm not sure if it's a time zone thing or you got caught up. That's fine. I'm going to record your video. I'll post it and then we can keep talking. I want to start here. 30-day launch blueprint. So this is what we signed up to do. We're going to kind of go through it and then reschedule something or email. Excuse me. So today's agenda, we're going to do some intros. Here's me. Here's my little Facebook page. This is where you tell me about you if we were on a call, but that's okay. All right. So I'm James. I've launched a number of businesses. This is the first one where I am being a little bit more clear on it. So I've been doing real estate in it as a side hustle in addition to my day job since 2021. Flipping land, flipping real estate, had a short-term rental like an Airbnb that I rented out, and then launched them for myself. And then in the process of doing that, ran into my peers who are also in the industry in the niche, and I was helping them out because it was like a year or two ahead. So I've launched maybe 3 or 4 of theirs, but it's kind of fluid because I never defined launch. So we're going to get into like, well, what do I mean? But I got some experience doing this. This is the first time I'm throwing it down on slides so we can look at it and be clear about it. All right, so we're going to talk about a roadmap. We're going to do the celebrity promo tour, which really is an interview, but interview sounds scary, so we're not going to call it an interview. It's like when the Avengers do another movie, all the Avengers go out and do interviews for television news or whatever, and they're all laughing and joking, and it's kind of easygoing and informal. We're going to do that, but I'm going to ask you questions about what are you doing, what's the business, where are you going, so that we can kind of get the answers and move to this next thing, which is build a plan. This is the majority of the call is going to be these two, which is going to make this call short because it's just me. We'll do a menu review of kind of all the options that we can do so I can get to the custom deliverables. And what this is this will be today's call. And then later on in the week, give me 2 days or whatever, I'll do the custom deliverables of what are you going to need. And then we get into my offer, which is $500, but you don't pay unless you like it. So let's go over what are you going to get. That's kind of the basic and the starter. Before we move on, do you even know the number one obstacle preventing you from making a sale this afternoon? So there's a lot we can start from, but this question is hopefully to skip ahead and time travel a little bit to what's today's problems. Let's go solve that. So judging by your text, it looks like I might know, but we're going to talk about it. Okay. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, but I never wrote down like what does it mean to be launched. Let's define it. So here's the definition. I have chosen the IRS's definition of what a business is because $400 is pretty achievable as compared to the revenue target you set for yourself of 200 grand. 400 is easy and it's a very clear start, so it's nice. Basically, if you're selling lemonade stand in your front yard, you make $400. That's when the IRS says, "Ta-da! A business has happened," which means it's kind of an external authority to say, "Yes, ta-da! Your business is official." So I like that number. I like to be able to say, "We're going to make $400," and that's going to be your definition. So for me, I'm on a mission to launch 1,000 businesses, which is on this website somewhere in here. I'm trying to launch 1,000 businesses. For me to do that, I kind of have to know how to count them. So this is for you and for me, is to put a number on it. That way I know what happened. Okay. Conceptually, we're going to talk about these couple things here. What does it mean to actually launch a business? What do you need? These are conceptual. The next slide is more tactical. So number one, you need a clear and specific customer who's got a pain and you know who he is. And it's not somebody who wants cybersecurity. It's a female from 45 to 65 who's afraid of identity theft and lives in not New York or California and has no grandkids or children to help her with IT stuff. Whatever, is to be super specific about them. That way your marketing can touch them and they will respond to it. And the solution that you offer is specific to solve that problem because these two need to be a pair. The pain they're in and the solution you offer has got to be a matching set. She's in pain about fear. Oh, or I actually did have my identity stolen, or I know my computer's filled with viruses. Whatever it is, they got to know it. You got to know it. You got to solve it. So you got to find this pair, and there's going to be some work here. I think we're going to talk about this on the next slide. I think these three are going to be where we're going to spend time for you. Where do you find these folks to talk to them and contact them? This is important to do so that you can do business. And then these last two are important as well. You have to know the dream outcome that they want. You have to know the dream outcome that you want for them. So safety and security is what they want, and ease and convenience and done for you, set it up for them. It's all done. All they have to do is pay, and then all their problems go away. That's their dream outcome. The dream outcome that you have for them is what keeps you motivated when it's frustrating, when it's slow, when it's whatever. You have to know, just like Walt Disney, I want this person to feel safe on the internet for the next generation worth of time so they can see their great grandkids on FaceTime. And I want to solve that for them so they never have that problem. Like Walt Disney wants kids to scream in joy and sing along and redo movies, from old Hans Christian Andersen and make new movies or whatever he had in mind. That dude built, you know, a world-class company around his desire to make joy for other people. So you need to have this for you because it keeps everything else on track of what are you trying to do. When we say the customer's always right, you got to have a desire that you have for them. And then we'll talk about this as we get through the week here. Okay. So these are more tactical. What does it mean to be launched? Well, what it means is that you have all the tools and the capabilities to go collect your first 400. That's how we're going to define launched. They fit into 3 buckets, which is to attract customers, to convert customers, and then deliver on the work. Um, the majority of the call today is this interview process of asking, "Hey, what are you doing?" and then filling these columns out as much as we can with things you can execute, things you can do, things you understand how to do and know how to do, and don't have a question. That way, when you wake up on Tuesday morning, I have an hour between 8 and 9 to do a thing. I'm going to go execute the marketing plan. I'm going to go finish that conversation with Sally to say, "Hey, I'm going to send you an invoice. Here it is," or I'm going to hit the button on the software to do what it is. So I want to pause here because I think from what you've texted and then the form you filled out, it sounds like you're working backwards, which is good. I like that. It's actually how I work. It sounds like you're spending a majority of your time here. You have a software, you have a storefront, you have a product, you have a delivery mechanism to deliver the product when they put in their card information and their email address and they say, I am a customer, sell it to me. It sounds like you're spending a lot of time here, and this is good, but we need to spend on the other two. Uh, this might be it's what's called an MVP, a minimum viable product. You might be done in the delivery work, maybe. And I want to talk to you about what are you delivering? Is it truly automated? If you just bring somebody to the site, does that equal a sale, or is there still more work to do here? Either way, I think you've done a ton, and then we come back to these two. Conversion is sales, attraction is marketing, and conversations. Um, and doing your homework on building your marketing asset to say this is the important thing about my product, here's the important thing about your pain, here's how they fit, come talk to me, I'll sell you, and then click the button to make the sale. um, this is the conversation I want to have with you. I mean, if we got to reschedule, that's okay. um, but my feeling is we're gonna shift the focus and swing away from delivery and start working on these two. It's just how I feel right now. So this is the movie promo tour. Here's some of the questions to go through. How long have you been working at it? It sounds like you're putting in a ton of effort. What would a win look like in 90? Forget about this. What does it look like in 9 days? Is for you to get your first person on the site and click buy. It sounds like that's the win you're looking for. Um, do you do this in your day job doing cybersecurity? Is this something you're already familiar with? These two questions are mindset for you. Like when somebody hits buy, is that going to really check the box for excellent? I am launched. I'm excellent. Or do you want, um, I want them to buy and then I want recurring service. I want them to spend $100 every month for the next 5 years to service the software and keep it valid. I don't know. We got to find what works for you so that you're in it, just like Walt Disney. And then here, what's scaring you about any of this so we can go, uncover it and solve it and not let, a known haunted house ghost story somewhere just persist. Let's go out and solve those if they're there. We'll see. Okay. This is more of the avatar stuff. How do we find the specific person? Do we know their specific problem? Do we know their specific pain? How are they solving it before you come along? And if they're using some McAfee virus scan and I think that's enough, like, is that really an okay answer or not? Let's work through all of this. So there's another 5 pages of these questions, depending how the conversation with you goes. What else are we going to pull out of this? But you can look at those and get back to me. And then we get to this thing, if I can find it. So this is one of the deliverables that you're paying for. This is the launch clarity thing. You might know what Asana is if you're into IT. project management software. I like the list view, but people like the Kanban board. Basically, attract, convert, and deliver. We're going to put the tasks in here for you to do, that you've got to complete. That way you have the tools, that way you can go get your 400 bucks. I can share this. I hit share and it goes to you. You log in, you can check them out, do it and complete it. I can log in and kind of say, hey, elevator pitch was due on the 20th, not complete yet. Hey, what's going on? And I can kind of work with you for accountability. Um, this is this is probably the single easiest place to get all of the work between you and I of, hey, go do these things. Hey, make sure they're working. Hey, move forward. And then here's the other. I don't really want to do the work to put this into Asana. It's just easier on Excel to do something like this, where we're going to have your daily actions of what you've got to do for the attract and convert parts of the business. And then we do Monday to Friday, or we put Saturday to Sunday in there too. You're going to send 10 DMs to people about software, put an X, it's going to do the math, 1%, 1%. And then as you fill out your week, this is an accountability tracker to say, hey, I did really, really good on this first task, but for some reason, I have 0 X's down here in the comment and 5. It just didn't work for me. I didn't like doing it, whatever. So the accountability allows you to have a look back to say, this is what we agreed upon for the plan. Did I do it? Did I not? And where am I slacking? So this will keep, once we figure out what the tasks are that we want to do, this will keep you on track. So that's another deliverable. And then I got to talk to you about how much more of this do we have to fill out or not. Okay. The bonus menu. My offer is, this is all free until it really blows your socks off, right? It's under promise and over deliver. Over here is all the stuff on my menu of how can I over deliver. And this is a conversation, but you can look at them here of, if I sent you a roadmap of the 50 things you need to do to start, is that useful? Sounds like no. It sounds like you're ahead of the game from what this PowerPoint is supposed to do, which is take somebody from 0. You're already ahead of that. I have an exercise to pick these two. It sounds like maybe we'll spend some time on this. That'll be good. Do I have to describe to you what an LLC is versus a sole prop? Probably not. Do you have VA support staff? I can sign on to be your VA until I train one for you. This is high touch, like high ticket type stuff. I can come in and do a pipeline review for you weekly, log in and manage your pipeline and leads and funnel, for a higher touch type type service. I can set up an LLC for you, with your power of attorney, and I'll go do it for you if you don't want it. So this is the full menu of like all the stuff we can do. In fact, it's not full. I can fill out even more of things that would be useful to you. And I want to talk through these because, so this is my business here. I'll send you an invoice, but you're only going to pay if it blows your socks off. So here's some of that conversation of what can we do to really launch you. I think the most useful thing that we can do here is to talk about this. I don't know if you know Alex Hormozy, big YouTube and Instagram business guy. He's got this thing that I'm pretty sure he copied from somewhere else and just wrote it down in a specific way. It's called the rule of 100. You do 100 actions per day times 100 days, but ultimately you're going to find your first lead well before 100 days. You're going to get it, in the first 2 weeks by doing 100 items a day. So what do? Cold outreach, outbound outreach is cold DMs on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, emails, phone calls, whatever. We can talk about this. You're going to do 100 of them a day, which sounds intimidating, but with email, you could knock out, 50 emails in a BCC mass email super quick. Inbound minutes of content. So he's an Instagram guy. So this is like make short form videos or long form videos and post them to allow people to find you. I think we would ask if you're interested in social media or not, or if minute of content is more like blog posts, letters, a newsletter, posts on LinkedIn, or a group setting where you can post such a thing. And there's another way to do this, which is to comment on other people's comments, on Reddit, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. You find somebody else in cybersecurity who's got a thread that's like relatively new and also has a bunch of engagement, and then you blast sentences in there which are not a sales pitch, but just, hey, I'm Darren. I'm working in this. This is what I'm seeing for cybersecurity. This is how AI does or does not help. This is what it is. And you just start blasting declarative sentences and helpful stuff that feeds into that conversation. And what happens is somebody eventually will like it, will respond to it, something like that. And then you take it from a group setting to a personal, just a one-on-one setting where you're going to talk to them directly. Hey, we were talking about this thing on the thing uh, about cybersecurity. It's kind of what I'm into. What are you doing? And start a conversation here. Uh, what I like about the rule of 100 is that these activities are within your control. So if you feel like, hey, I don't have any traction, I'm not going anywhere, you just start doing these things and then traction will happen. So just based on your initial stuff, I think we need to move from right to left and to get clear on what we're solving for who, start building our marketing assets as far as what are the go-to sentences, the ace up your sleeve of this is how my product solves it, and have these things ready to go and rehearsed. And then your marketing plan is what are we going to do? How many people are we going to talk to? On what platforms? In what way? Is it direct? Is it group? And then throw it into the Excel here, which we will customize this. Of you've got to build the consistency and the recurring conversation to keep relevant, so that somebody in this week then elects for you know what? Let's jump on a call. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's do a demo of your software. Yes, I want to buy. And it may take 100 people up here to get to 2 yeses at the bottom, but that's where we're headed. So what else do I have for you? Need you on the call for a lot of this. You saw the menu. We can talk about it. Your custom deliverables will be custom for you as we talk. And then I really want to know, hey, if I send you an invoice for 500 or 800 or $2,000, what do you need to say, man, I will absolutely pay James 2 grand because he gave me 5, 8, 10 grand worth of value to get the software business launched and rolling. That's the outcome. Like when we talk about Walt Disney, that's my dream for you, is that you're so excited and have traction and you're going, that you're launched and moving, right? That's what I'm trying to get for you. So let me end this, post this. I'll call you, text you.